In this video, I want to show you guys 3 different lighting techniques with one light. Hello, my name is Temmy coming to you from Genesis Studio. The light I'll be using today is the Godox SK400 version 2, and this is a really cheap light you can find on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. The modifier I'll be using is a Godox 32-inch octabox, and the combination of these two is what I'll be using to create different lighting techniques, and that's what I'm here to show you guys. And today with me is Kiki, who is our beautiful model. She'll be helping with this shoot, and I'm really excited to show you guys this, so let's get into it. The first type of lighting is called Rembrandt lighting. This technique was made popular by the painter Rembrandt, and is pretty much just a patch of highlights you see under the eye. You can see some images on the screen right now showing you what that lighting looks like. This is the most basic type of lighting you can do in the studio. If you're looking to start studio photography, I highly recommend this light. What you want to do is place your lighting setup just to a side of your model, because the shadow is pretty much created by the nose. So when the light hit the nose from whatever direction, you get that patch of highlights right next to the nose, and that's what we're trying to get. Also at a 45-degree angle. This makes sure your image is not flat. The light is coming from the top. It kind of mimics the sun. If you want something that looks more natural, make sure you're angling your light from the top. Like I said, I placed this just off to the right-hand side of my model, and I'll do my test shoot. Right now my shutter speed is at 1/200. My aperture is f4, and I'm shooting at ISO 100. My light is set to 1/8, and I will take a shot and we'll see what that looks like. Turn your head towards me, just your head, yeah. Okay. Nice smile. Right under her left eye, you can see that triangular shape the light is creating. This is the Rembrandt lighting style, and this is a pretty simple lighting setup. Every photographer that's looking to start into studio photography, I recommend you to try this. With that, let's jump into the next lighting setup. For my second lighting technique, I'm going to switch my light to overhead lighting. This is pretty much light coming from the top. What this does is create shadows right under the eye. You can see some shadows under the nose and also under the chin. This can be used when you're trying to create some dramatic images, and if you also know how to control and modify the light, you can create spectacular images, especially when you're shooting beauty. So let's get into it. I'm about to switch from this regular light stand to a C-stand and a boom arm. And by the way, if you don't know your C-stand etiquette, I'm gonna make a video about it, because there are ways you should and should not use a C-stand. The first thing I will say, the most important thing, the arm you have boomed out should be directly above the biggest leg of your C-stand. That way it doesn't tip over. So that's like the biggest tip, and like the most important thing actually you need to know for a boom arm. So there, I think. So with that, I have the overhead setup done. So let's go ahead and shoot and see what this looks like. Directly above. I will say, when you're posing, just angle your head upwards, because the light is coming from the top, and I can also shoot from the top. Yeah, that's right there, beautiful. Beautiful. Typically when I'm shooting headshots, I use this lighting and then use this reflector as a fill. So let's switch to that and see what that looks like. Hold on. Here, quick. Okay. Look straight ahead of you. Yeah. Actually, drop your hands and just like smile. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Beautiful. That's it. That's the one. That's it. Lean forward a little bit. Yeah. Give me that smile. Keep that smile. I love the head tilt that way. Beautiful. One more. Perfect. The reflector kind of acts like a second light, and it just fills in those shadows very well. This lighting is actually called clamshell lighting, and it's pretty much what, you know, it says, a clamshell. There's one on top and one below, and just creates that pocket of light in front of your model. I really love this lighting. It's really good for headshots, beauty portraits, anything close up you're trying to get details in the face, you can get this with this lighting. Try this out and let me know how it works. On to the next one. My final lighting technique is the backlight. And this is something I use occasionally when I have reason to, just because the result is pretty much a silhouette of your model. Those times when you want to shoot some creative portraits or just, try something different, this is where this type of lighting comes in. And it's pretty much your light behind the subject. So let's just see what it looks like and we go. But I can... Oh! Chin up and look. Yeah, right there. Actually, hold it right there. So as you can see, the images are silhouette. You can always add reflectors or foam boards in front to reflect more light. I just rather leave it silhouette because I kind of like how that looks. That's the fourth light. Now to my last and final lighting setup. This is kind of a tip because I think I said 3 at the start and she just counted. I said we're at 5. So this is extra lighting setup. This is the final one, so let's go. So my last lighting technique is the side lighting. I use this sometimes in my shoots to create some dramatic effect in the lighting and also to feather the light in one direction. So as you can see, I placed the light on her right hand side and it's gonna bring the light in and the other side will be dark. I always ask the model to like face the direction of the light. So let's shoot that and see what we're working with. Beautiful, wow. Like that, look down, and you're right there. Beautiful. From the result, you can see what this creates is that unidirectional light from one side of the frame and the other side is kind of have a lot of shadow. And if this is too much shadow for you, you can just add a reflector or a foam board to reflect some of that light back to your subject. That wraps up all of the lighting techniques I have with one light. Try this out. Drop a comment in the comment section talking about how this light works for you or how you can utilize one light in a different style. My Instagram and Kiki's Instagram will be in the description below. Make sure you go follow us. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any other videos. My name is Temmy Turner. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And I think we might have one of the best shots you've taken. Oh! So, the bat just gave up on me for a second there. Ooh.